The fire wasn't outside. It was inside, and Arjun felt it burning, in his chest, in his lungs, in his mind. Every step screamed, "Quit!" Every voice whispered, "You can't." And yet, somewhere in the smoke of his thoughts, one line kept repeating, "If you're going through hell, don't stop." This is Arjun's story, and maybe today is the one you need too. Delhi, summer heat pressing like a hand on the city's throat. Arjun, 20 years old, was supposed to be the one who made it. Top scorer in school, parents beaming with pride, engineering college in sight. But then came the results. One exam, one number that tilted his entire world. Failed. His friends celebrated admissions. He hid in his room, scrolling through success stories that felt like knives. And in the silence, a single thought grew louder. Maybe I'm finished. But hell never arrives all at once. It seeps in. First came the whispers, relatives asking, "What happened to Arjun? We thought he was bright." Neighbors saying, "Such promise wasted." Then came the shadows, days when curtains stayed shut, nights when the ceiling felt like a weight, and finally the fire, that burning in his chest, that suffocating shame, that endless loop of failure replaying in his mind. This was hell, not flames, but silence, not demons, but doubt. One night, unable to sleep, Arjun stumbled into the small neighborhood library. He wasn't searching, he was escaping. On the dusty shelf sat a book, a thin paperback by Winston Churchill. He flipped it open, eyes landing on one line, "If you're going through hell, keep going." He read it again and again, until the words seared into him like iron. Because hell wasn't permanent, it was a passage, and passages only end if you keep walking. The next morning, Arjun didn't apply for jobs. He didn't drown in screens. He picked up a notebook. At the top he wrote, "Keep going," and beneath it, he made a plan, not to escape hell in one leap, but to survive it one step at a time. One subject, one chapter, one page. At first, the pain screamed louder than progress. But step by step, line by line, the fire began to shift. From destruction to fuel. Hell doesn't let go easily. There were nights Arjun slammed the notebook shut. Days he stared at equations like they were in another language. Mornings when his mother's worried eyes cut deeper than any failure. And always the temptation to stop, to accept the whispers, to let the fire win. But then he would hear it again. That voice, that iron line, "If you're going through hell, don't stop." So he walked, even when his legs shook, even when his mind screamed, even when progress was invisible. Months later, Arjun sat for the entrance exams again. The hall was silent, except for the pounding in his chest. Every question felt like a door, and behind each door, a voice asked, "Will you quit here?" He didn't. One question at a time, one answer at a time. When the results came, his hands trembled opening the envelope. He wasn't top scorer. He wasn't first rank. But he passed. And in that moment, he realized hell wasn't behind him. Hell was what pushed him forward. Years later, Arjun stood in front of a classroom, not as a student, but as a teacher. The boy once buried in shame was now guiding others through their fire. And when one nervous student whispered, "Sir, I can't do this. I'm failing," Arjun smiled softly, rolled up his sleeve, and pointed to the scar no one else could see, the scar of his own battle. "Listen to me," he said. "If you're going through hell, don't stop, because the only way out is through." So, friend, what about you? Maybe your hell isn't an exam hall. Maybe it's a broken dream. Maybe it's a job that crushes you. Maybe it's loneliness that no one else notices. And maybe you've thought, "This is it. This is where I end." But hear me, hell is not your home. It's a hallway, and hallways are meant to be walked through. So today, take one step, even if it's small, even if it hurts, even if no one notices, because pain is temporary, Shame is temporary, but quitting, that makes hell permanent. If you're going through hell, don't stop. Walk, run, crawl, if you must, but keep moving. Drop one word in the comments, the word you'll hold on to when the fire burns hottest. And if Arjun's story reminded you that your darkest season is not your last, hit like, subscribe to Rise Remember Stories for a new story every day, and share this with someone who needs a way out, because the fire isn't your end, it's your fuel.